In this tutorial, you'll be able to find the volume of a sphere. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to find the volume of a sphere or a hemisphere if you're given the radius or the diameter. You need to know these 4 things in order to be successful. First, the correct volume formula for a sphere. It's 4/3 times pi times radius cubed. Now this is something new. Usually our radius is squared, so be careful here. You have to be able to substitute the given values into the correct variable. You have to be able to identify that a hemisphere is half of a whole sphere, and you also have to be able to solve the equation. So for our first question, our sphere has a radius of 5. So our formula, which is 4/3 times pi times radius cubed, only has one place for an entry. You either know the volume, you know the radius, because there is no height. Technically, the height is an additional radius. That's why the radius is cubed. So if I fill in my value here, my radius is 5. I'm going to enter this entire expression into my calculator at one time. So if you have a TI-30X2S, you have a fraction button on there that you might be familiar with. It's the ABC button, right? Not too far above the number 7. So you can certainly use that by pressing 4, ABC, 3, and it will give you that fraction 4/3, right? And then you're going to times it by pi, and you're going to times it by 5, and this time you have to raise it up to the 3rd power. And that's different than pressing that x squared button, right? We used to press that x squared button. Well, if you want a 3rd power, that's something totally different. So on my calculator here, the exponent button looks like this. On yours, it might look something like this. And once you click on it, you'll be able to enter any digit you want. So for me, I'm going to click on this exponent button. I'm going to press the number 3. So 4/3, whoops, I have a wrong symbol here. It should say 4/3 times pi times 5 cubed. Right? You can also use these parentheses on your calculator to make sure that you are dividing 4 by 3 here in the fraction. So 4 divided by 3, or 4/3, right, times pi times 5 raised up to the 3rd power. So I'm going to get the same answer there. So our volume, if rounded to the nearest tenth, like the directions say, is 523.6 millimeters cubed. So that's it. You find your radius, you substitute it in, and then you use your calculator to do the math. Let's take a look at another question here. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi times radius cubed. Now be careful, this is a diameter. A radius is half a diameter, so my radius is going to be 11. So again, turn my calculator on. I'm going to type 4 division 3, that's the fraction 4/3. I'm going to press the times pi button, and then I'm going to press times 11, but I'm going to raise it up to the 3rd power. And my volume is equal to 5,575.3, when rounded to the nearest tenth, centimeters cubed. It's pretty simple. So let's take a look at a different type of question. Find the volume of the hemisphere to the nearest tenth. Well, if the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi times r cubed, then the volume of a hemisphere would be timesed by half. Still pretty simple. I'm just going to erase this letter r, and I'm going to replace it with my radius. Turn on my calculator, and I don't feel like typing 1 divided by 2, so I'm just going to type 0.5, because that's the same as 1/2, right? So 0.5 times parentheses 4, fraction bar 3, 4/3, times pi times 5 raised up to the 3rd power. So when rounded to the nearest tenth, my volume is 261.8 centimeters cubed. How is that? All right, let's try a word problem. Amber's purchasing a ring that contains a 7.5 millimeter in diameter round pearl. Find the volume of the pearl to the nearest tenth. Well, the pearl is a sphere, and its radius is not given. The diameter is given. So I need to take 7.5 and I need to divide it in half, right? 7.5 divided in half. And that gives me 3.75. So my radius is 3.75 cubed. So now I'm going to get my calculator ready. Type 4/3 times pi times 3.75 raised up to the third power. So my volume is 220.9 millimeters cubed. And that's how you use the volume formula. As long as you have a calculator, this math will be pretty simple. Alright, I think it's time for you to try 4 on your own. Get your notebook paper out, pause the video, and then turn it back on when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, here we go. Pause the video if any of your answers are different than mine so you can investigate your mistake. Here's number 3. And here's number 4. Let's take a look at some standardized test questions. So pause the video and give this one a try. Here's your answer. Let's see how you did. Alright, let's give a more challenging question a try. Find the volume of this solid. Now this solid is a combination of shapes. Pause the video to see if you know what shapes there are and how to combine their volumes. Do you see it? This bottom piece is a cylinder. But this top piece looks like it's only half a sphere, or a hemisphere. So pause the video if you didn't catch that. Try it again, and then check your answer. So again, I have my cylinder, which is pi r squared h, and I have my hemisphere, which is half of the sphere formula. Pause the video if you need to investigate your answer. All right, last one. Now, I really want you to give this a good long try. So pause the video now. All right, let's talk about how you should have started. Well, it asks you to find the volume of the empty space. The empty space is all the space in this entire rectangular box that is not filled by these 3 tennis balls. So you need to find the area of these 3 tennis balls. Then you need to find the area of this rectangular prism. And then you need to subtract. So if you weren't able to process that on your own, think about what I just said. Find the area of those 3 tennis balls, find the area of the rectangular prism, and then subtract. Take a minute to pause the video and look through my solution to see if you understand all of the steps. All right. That concludes our lesson on how to find the volume of a sphere.